Alright, bye-bye.
Time for more fucking platforming. Oh yeah, you were gonna tell me about that dude.
Okay,
Who is this fucker?
So he was my next door neighbor. We did a lot of stuff together. And one of those things, obviously, was we tried playing D&D with my brother. So just the three of us. And we did not fully know what we were doing. Like, it was just, casual, like, we're gonna do this. My brother actually prioritizes fighting over any kind of story, so a lot of his stuff is more action combat based, and that works sometimes. Not as interesting, but at least your character stats and all that actually matter, so there's, like, positives and negatives to it. But since we didn't know what we were doing, and my friend wanted to try role-playing in a really stupid way by being an idiot, we got into a lot of interesting scenarios. So one of the ones that comes to mind was there was this ship docked in a city that was full of these bandits, and my friend went off on his own and basically tried to infiltrate them and beat a hero and all that. However, while he was fighting them, like, he started killing them all, and then a bunch of them, like, jumped off the ship. And instead of being like, everyone is abandoning ship, something is up, he's like, this is a trap, I'm gonna wait on the ship. And then he waited on the ship for an extremely long amount of time, and after like 3 turns of doing nothing but waiting, he finally like, something is up, and then he went down to the ship and saw there was a bomb that was about to go off, and then he ran right up to it to try to put it out, and then it exploded in his face instantly.
Did he die?
Almost. But that's not where he died.
Damn. So how did he die then, if he did die?
I'll get to that, because that's the best part.
Oh no.
So, the second thing that happened was, we were going to a village, and there's like these traders outside, and they're like giving us food. And just for role-playing purposes, I was like, hey, do you guys have any watermelon? They're like, no, we don't. And my friend was like, well, no watermelon! And then he attacked them.
What? He
attacked the random NPCs. And, as a result, he got the village pissed off at us. And we were, like, suddenly bounties in the village. So we weren't going to be able to do much there. So we tried going undercover and going in there anyways. Like normal people would. And, probably would have been okay with it, but then my friend was mad at us for, like, scolding him over the whole thing. Then he tried to steal from me. Like, he started pickpocketing me and failed at it because he wasn't a thief. And then that just, made us like, okay, stop doing stupid stuff. And then he's like, I'll show you guys. So when he went to the town and started doing stuff, he decided he'd go to the bounty store and get some revenge by telling them, hey, those want people? Like, I'm one of them, and I can tell you what the other 2 are. In the middle of a bounty store, where
I'm one of them.
Yeah. And then he's like, can I use a luck point to undo that?
Like, fucking realizes in hindsight, wait, I've just fucked myself.
Yeah.
And then did they send him to jail, or?
He basically used the luck point to undo it.
Oh.
Which I think is like...
They actually let him do it.
Yeah. I mean... He was in a bounty store and said he was one of the biggest bounties in the city. Like,
God
what
damn, it's like next level dumbass.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I have some interesting stories about this, that's what I'm saying. And, later on, I don't remember how we got here exactly, but, we were, like, exploring, like, some kind of crypt, and there's this sword that was obviously cursed, and it was like, pick me up. And he's like, okay! He picked it up. Immediately, he became undead. And it gets even better, because this is where our story tragically ends. I'll actually get back to some earlier stuff I forgot about, but this is how his life came to an end. We were fighting, like, a giant at some point, and, by the way, he never actually told us about the curse. Like, he tried to keep it a secret. So, at one point, he got beaten up by a giant, and he's like, guys, I'm low health.
Oh, no!
And my brother, who was also playing one of the characters, knew. And he is like, here, eat this potion.
I fucking knew. As soon as you said that he said he needed healing, I was like, I know how this story ends. I fucking know.
My brother knew it was going to happen.
He drank the potion and died.
Yeah. Forgot that undead get the reverse healing effect and killed himself.
Funny, holy shit, that's good.
Right?
Oh man. Oh my god. Okay, so what were the other shit you were gonna say?
So there was one other thing I could think of at the top of my head where the same thieves from before that he attacked and sabotaged, they were trying to like get revenge on him, so they were like planning some sort of like sneak attack or whatever, and he was trying to figure out a way to like prevent them from doing that. And his best idea was to go to like the guarded palace area to the prisons and get us all locked up into a prison cell and tell the guards to leave. And like, what? What part of that idea was good? Like,
what was the objective here?
So if the thieves come, they'll think we're in prison and won't attack us, I guess. But, you know, we had guards there. They could have, like, helped us or something. But he's like, no. We get the guards to leave, and they think that we're alone. And you guys come out and ambush. Like, that is a horrible idea.
This guy.
Because, first of all, we're actually locked in this prison cell. So if they come up and they're like, oh, they're locked in a cell, they could just shoot us with arrows. Because none of us are ranged.
Oh, no. How'd you get out?
We didn't do it because it was a stupid plan.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, that was another genius move of his. I remember also, like, we called him the ugly one because he was some kind of, like, orc troll or something, and every time he did something stupid, he progressively got even uglier because something stupid would happen. Like, when he blew up the ship, he got a bunch of wood impaled in him, and he just kind of kept it like that.
He just got uglier every time. Oh my god.
And then, like, he did, like, this solo arena thing, like, kind of like the Oblivion's arena, obviously. And he just got his ass kicked after a while, and he got even uglier from that. So it was like this cycle of him doing really dumb stuff, getting uglier, not learning, and blaming us for it.
Being stupider and uglier until he eventually died from stupid and ugly.
So yeah, that was a pretty good experience.
Oh my god.
That's all the stuff I can think of, but I think it's a fair chunk, you know?
Now I want to tell some fucking D&D stories. I don't know if I have anything that good, though. Oh my god. I mean, I know that, like, when I first started playing D&D, I was 15.
No.
So, you know it was gonna be terrible.
We might have been around 15 for that, too, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, well, when I was 15, I was the epitome of cringy. It was just so fucking bad. I was like a little edgelord, I wanted so hard to be cool. And, so when I made my first character, I was like, I want to be a demon! And, Logan, my husband, back then he wasn't even my boyfriend, I just met him. He was like, demons are like, super fucking powerful creatures. And back then this was before I think we even knew about, like, tieflings being a thing. This was back in, like, 3.5. It was fucking a while ago. Either we didn't know they existed, or I didn't think they were good enough because they were only, like, very distantly demons.
Yeah, I don't think you could have been a tiefling back there. Back then you had to be an entire tooth.
Oh my god. But, yeah, so I was like, I couldn't be a demon, and I was mad about that, but I guess eventually, I gave in, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be an elf. But I'm gonna be an elf that's super racist against humans for no reason. I don't remember why. Like, why? I guess the original... It was because the character was based on one of my OCs, and he hated humans. But the backstory didn't really translate over to the D&D campaign at all, because it was a completely different world. So he just looked like a fucking gigantic asshole who just, like, hated humans for no reason at all. But there's this one bit that was really funny, and it's become like an eternal meme in our D&D group, where there was we were in this, it was like this haunted area. It was like this creepy house or something, and there was, I guess, where there was like a horror style, like, creepy girl with long strangly hair and stuff. At some point it was kind of horror movie-esque, but there was at one point where
Nice.
there was like a fucking door with like a slab of raw human flesh that had just been staked to the fucking door, and
wow.
I'm like, I'm going to eat the meat. And
You ate the door?
no!
Oh.
The flesh hanging off the door, they're like, you can't eat that, you'll die, it's raw human flesh, also. And I'm like, okay, can we cleric, because the cleric had a purify food and drink spell, and so I was like, cleric, purify the meat. And
is that what that's for?
Yeah, and he adamantly refused to purify the meat, and I argued with him about this for like 10 minutes trying to get him to fucking do it. I don't think he actually ever did. But like, that's how fucking edgy my character was. I'm just like, I'm gonna eat this raw flesh that's here and nasty and been nailed to a fucking door and it's all gross and probably rotten, and I'm just gonna eat it because I'm awesome. Later on, Logan actually let me be a demon, and it was really cool. He got a lot more lenient with like what species we're allowed to be.
Well, I'm sure when you get better at DMing, you can figure out how to work around stuff, you know?
Yeah.
When you're new, you don't want to let people do too much, or else you might get fucked over.
So now we're allowed to be basically whatever we want within some limitations, and sometimes that can fuck us over a little bit. In you know, like in our current campaign, we're all like level 11, and we're all like super powerful. It's an evil campaign. We're all assholes, like on purpose at this time, and we're all like really powerful monster characters, basically. And this results in all of us doing 1,000,000 damage. A couple of us in particular, or just being like super OP and being able to like BS our way out of like almost any situation. Lately, with how good some of us are, not really me, but some of the others are at like power gaming and stuff. The DMs have to like double or triple the HP of every single enemy, or we'll kill it in one turn. It's so dumb. We're too powerful sometimes, but being powerful is fun. It's exciting. I like to feel cool, but then there's always someone else in the party who kicks way more ass than me, and it makes me mad. I want to be the one who does the most damage sometimes.
I was like that in the first campaign, because I was like the super DPS, but this time I'm like, I'm happy just to be at least, you know, in the middle. Like, you know, I'm happy to be like the half support, half tank, half damage dealer. I'm kind of like a little bit of everything, and none of it's like a broken part of everything, but it's still like, you know, jack of all trades, master of none sort of thing, and it's kind of fun. Plus my character is kind of stupid, and I love it.
My character in the previous game, that was kind of like a support, like partial, like offensive and partial support mage. So I didn't really care that much about doing the most damage with her, but now my character is a fucking dragon. And the fact that I'm being out-damaged by somebody is a fucking crime, because I'm a dragon. I'm a dragon! Not even like a part dragon or half dragon. She's literally a straight-up goddamn dragon. It's the coolest shit ever.
And you're being out-damaged by a fairy.
He's not even the one who does all... Oh, I guess unless he uses Disintegrate. Which I don't have yet. Fucking wizards. Fucking wizards getting spells earlier than sorcerers. Stupid. Sorcerers are way cooler. Anyway, I'm trying to think of any other fucking old D&D stories. Oh, I can tell a story from, this isn't from my campaign. It's a story that Logan told me.
Oh god, okay, go for it.
It's really good. Okay, so there's this guy named Dave, who we used to be friends with. He was dumb. Like, really dumb. And I played with him. This wasn't a campaign I was in. This was before I joined, I think. But, he was still just, like, a huge idiot. And so they were doing a future campaign. And Dave was the DM.
Oh, God.
And that's how you know things are already bad. Okay, so Dave was the DM. And they have a spaceship. And they're like, I think it's like they're getting into a fight with another spaceship or something. And, God damn it, I don't remember most of the fucking details of this. I have to ask Logan. But I remember the good part, so it's not that important. But what really matters is that there's like a spaceship or like a space station or something. It was shooting a fucking huge cannon at them. And they're like, the guy who's piloting the ship is like, okay, I'm gonna try to dodge out of the way. And I think in the campaign that we were using, it was
what?
I'm trying to remember what's called the system, I guess, the type of. It wasn't Dungeons and Dragons. It was Big Eyes Small Mouth, which is like an anime-based campaign that instead of having armor class, which the enemies have to roll to beat, you just have you roll a defense roll to avoid, and you have points towards it to make you dodge better. So your dodging ability can vary, and he dodged, and he fucking got a goddamn 20. And so, even though the DM obviously wanted them to get hit by this giant fucking laser beam for some reason, and he dodged it, and so he's like, okay, the laser beam misses you, it flies into the sun, and blows up the sun, killing everyone.
What?
Yeah, that's what happened!
So because he got a lucky dodge, everyone dies.
I think so. I don't know if it actually killed everyone, but I know specifically that the laser beam missed them, went into the sun, and blew up the sun. That was his logic. He just basically threw a tantrum. There was another instance where a guy was like, I think it was Logan's character was driving by this guy on a motorcycle super fast in a different game, and he was the same Dave was DMing this one too. It might have been the same game.
Why did I let him DM?
I don't know. I don't know, my dude. I guess, you know, or maybe he wasn't always so fucking dumb.
I doubt it.
So he was he was going past this guy on a motorcycle at like super high speeds, and he had a fucking crowbar, and so he's like, I'm gonna hit this guy with the crowbar as I'm driving past the motorcycle at like 60 miles per hour, and Dave is like, okay, he hits the fucking guy with the crowbar. He's like, the crowbar bends. The crowbar is broken. But he hits this guy with the crowbar, and the crowbar is the thing that breaks. Like, what? It's just so stupid. It's just shit like that. And none of this ever happens when I'm the one playing, though we do get some really stupid things happening occasionally, and
oh shit.
I wish I remembered more. We used to have more old memes. I know we had a meme about a horse with improved evasion, but I don't remember what it originated from, other than that it was one of our friends who no longer plays with us, and I know it was his character, and he had a horse with improved evasion that allowed him to, I think it allowed him to get out of some bullshit, like, way too many times. And so then he just used that as an excuse whenever anything bad happened. He's like, yeah, but I have a horse with improved evasion, so my horse dodges. Something like that. I think that's it. I think I'm out of, shit off the top of my head.
That's fine. That was pretty good, though. Yeah,
the one where the sun explodes, that fucking killed me.
God.
Wait, no, I lied. I
No.
have one more story. You know this one.
Okay.
This is really, really funny and bad. Okay, so this was only a couple years ago. This was with the most of the people we have now, and Logan was DMing. And okay, so we were trying. There was this fortress, and our party was there's like a super powerful dragon that we were gonna have to fight at the end of the fortress, and we were looking for him, and we had to get through it, and so we found the fortress on top, like it was like inside of this mountain, and so we found it like from the top of the mountain, where like it's inside, and so Dylan, our roommate and friend who we have been playing D&D with, he's the one who introduced me to D&D. He's playing a mage, and Dylan's fucking too clever sometimes for his own good with fucking ideas he comes up with, and so instead of going down to the entrance of the dungeon, he's like, I used disintegrate to cut a hole in the top of the dungeon. And Logan, he could have just said no, that doesn't work. But he decided to be nice and was like, he was like, this was a dungeon, and we didn't know this at the time, but this was a big dungeon. This was supposed to be a several levels long dungeon. We were not, he's like, okay, fine. He was secretly in his head like, okay, fine. If they're gonna do that, then I'll let, sure, they can take a shortcut straight to the dragon at the end of the dungeon that they're not prepared for, and they're gonna get their butts kicked by the dragon for cheating, that's what happens for skipping through the dungeon or whatever.
You beat the dragon instantly, didn't you?
Yes. Yes, we did! we weren't supposed to, and we would have actually fucking gotten obliterated. But yeah, we literally skipped straight to the final boss of the dungeon instantly, skipping all of the fucking shit he'd planned out. We didn't find this out until like a year later, because he never told us, and we never knew, because he's really good at bullshitting, which is a good skill to have as a DM.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But, yeah, so we never knew that this dungeon was so big and important. We just knew that we skipped it. and skipped straight to the dragon. And we knew it was like a fire type dragon, a red dragon. So in advance, Dylan, again being really fucking smart, gave us all a fire shield spell that would block 100 points of fire damage from us.
Oh my god.
And so then when we got hit and fucking annihilated by the dragon's super powerful breath weapon, it did like 150 damage, which would have killed me instantly, except I had the fire shield on, which, you know, protected me from 100 damage. Then we proceeded to beat the shit out of the dragon. And we won. And we literally just, like, beat that boss we were supposed to beat for a long time, skipped the whole dungeon that we were supposed to do for a long time, and, basically completely ruined, like, several months worth of planning for Logan, so suffice it to say that campaign kind of ended after that, because he didn't have any more, everything he'd planned was, like, rendered obsolete, and we didn't know why. It just kind of petered out after that, but then we found out later that it was because, you know, we'd inadvertently ruined everything because Dylan was, like, really clever and Logan let him get away with it. And it's just like, oh my god, Logan, I'm so sorry!
Jesus, that's crazy.
Like, we ruined everything, and we wish he would have just said, you know, you can't disintegrate through the floor. But, I mean, disintegrate does break through pretty much anything, so it's hard to, you know, he didn't want it to sound like complete bullshit, but sometimes you just gotta do that, I guess.
Sometimes you gotta, like, bite the bullet and be like, no, please don't ruin all my plans.
Sometimes you can't, you just gotta be like, no, you can't do that. I mean, he thought we were gonna get our comeuppance for it, but then we fucking got away with it. It was so dumb. I mean, we felt awesome at the time, but I'm sure, and Logan, you know, acted like we were doing awesome, but at the inside, I'm sure he was like, oh! All my plans ruined!
Anyways, this is going on a little long, so we should probably,
Yeah, this whole episode was D&D stories. If you don't play D&D, I'm fucking...
Hopefully it's still funny.
I'm sorry if you have no idea what we're talking about. I'm
not.
a nerd and have been playing this game for, well, since I was 15. So a long time. I'm not giving away how old I am, but it's been a long time. I'm old.
16. Hey Sarah, guess what?
I'm 16. Yep, that's it. I'm totally, you know, Yep. I met Logan when I was 15 and we got married a year later.